Hello folks and welcome. Manjaro Xfce desktop. This is the latest as of June of 2024 and this is codename Wednesday, spelled W-Y-N-S-D-E-Y. This is version 24.0.1. A little bit of history and trivia there. Some of you folks may remember the show The Addams Family. It's a black and white comedy. And one of the characters in there was Wednesday, spelled the same way. I think there was a reboot or remake of some of that, I think, in the last 3 years also. All right, humor aside, what I'm going to talk about today is how to create icons in here using Rsync script files that can be distributed to your favorites desktop or panel. They can be ran in two modes. One where it shows you the file list and one that does not. And I have some commands that will hold your terminal box open so you can copy the information in there if you need that for logs. I'll be showing some different videos today. This is meant for medium to advanced users, not so much new users, but anyone is welcome to watch. If you are fairly new to the field of scripts and Rsync, just be careful. I have an example of one of those script files today. I have 5. I'll be showing most of them with the commands on the left side. There'll be some with the commands mixed. And you'll see that in a minute. So some of these will also be written where it will show you the verbose in progress. And then also the dash deletes, which again are used to sync up file for file to folder to the destination device. That means it'll do deletions on this end when I use that command. Then I have another one here that has a simpler command and it uses the deletions on the end. These I've shown before. If any of this is to interest to you, because I'm going to make icons out of them. And those icons will be done with 2 modes. With or without that list. In other words, incremental or your file list, I should say, where it displays that on the screen. In addition to your file manager. Filming in 1920 by 1080, welcome folks. If you'd like to subscribe, icon in the corner, person with yellow brackets, 360 videos, all are indexed. And more importantly, I do recommend that you read my mission statement or about statement if you become a new subscriber. So I will open this back up and actually, sorry, I will give you system information first. This is a new version of Manjaro. I will blow this up a little bit, make it bigger for you. Pull that to the side. This is Xfce 4.18.1. Again, this is Manjaro Archbase. GCC is 14.1.1. 6.9 series kernel. You can see my CPU there. My graphics card is an NVIDIA 4 gig, and I think that's enough information. My drive is formatted with extension 4. All right, moving along. We're going to be talking about script files today. 5 of them. I'll show you even these, and you may want to get your screenshot tool open. So Drake is just a made-up name, and I will resize this stuff on the fly. If you don't know too much about the new version of Thunar 4.18.10, let me talk of just a couple of them. There's a nice recursive search feature now. If you got stuff, let's say you open up your documents folder and you've got about 16 directories in there, folders, you can find stuff way deep. It's a very nice search feature. The other thing is if you make these dinky, normally in the past, these will also be dinky, but I have that jumbo right now. And that small, or dinky. All right, silly name. All right, anyways, we got to have a sense of humor once in a while. So there you go. That is all done through preferences. You notice that folder is kind of orangey. Well, that's a new feature also. Right-click, properties, highlighters. You can also do the text in color if you like. All right, I'm not going to spend all day talking about this. We're going to be talking about script files. So I have 2 devices in here. They're currently empty. I'll just tell you what they are. This is a 16 gigabyte stick that has a couple of things in the trash can, which is currently hidden. That would be Control H. Now you see it, now you don't. And that's a 1 terabyte NVMe connected to a USB 3 cable. My motherboard is 3.1 capable. This is USB 2. So that's quite a bit slower than this. These I'm going to be using for storage. And more importantly, I'll just give you my spiel on backups. You should always back up your personal stuff. This video is geared toward home users. So basically you do have archiving tools also in here, which you can do tar, which is tape archive, which is not compressed. You can also use tar with compression. There's plenty of options there, and also other compression options. You can certainly go to PMAC, and you can activate AUR also to look for software for backups. Some of the highlights maybe are like Lucky Backup, which uses Rsync, and you can also install like Graphical Rsync or Rsync. That normally does one thing at a time. I'm going to use script files today. All right, so I'm going to talk about all that stuff. And then I'm going to place icons in here with those script files. And these can be executed two ways or ran two ways. If the script has the capability of displaying a file list, it will do that. Or you can turn that off to do silent backups. That's the benefit of doing that. You can also distribute that to your favorites desktop or panel. So now will be an opportunity for you to possibly look at your screenshot tool. You have one in the Manjaro menu. And I'm going to show you all 5 of these. I'll open them up one at a time. I'll blow them up and give you an opportunity to do a screenshot. And then I'll discuss some of the options in here. Again, this video is geared toward medium to advanced users. So if you're going to write these, just be careful if you're a new user. Or at least new to scripts and stuff. And Rsync. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need one more. All right, I will discuss most of the stuff that you're looking at. Starting with this side. All right, so this obviously is a bash script, born again shell, bin bash, using Rsync with a whole bunch of string of commands. So I'll just make mention of some of them. You have the -v's, verbose, and show progress. If you do it in here. If you decide to use just your shortcuts on your desktop, it does not do that. It ignores those commands. However, it will copy these folders. So I'm going to be talking about something like that. And also if you have the deletions, -- deletes, that means that it will take the document folder, whatever device you're sending it to for a backup, and make an exact duplicate over here, including deleting stuff. Our user for today is Drake. If Drake decides to add and remove folders in here or edit files with this on, it will remove those also here when you perform these. Okay, this one here has some more of that stuff, and I have some more stuff on here. So we have time delete on destination, verbose, and show progress. So some of that stuff is in here. And the -- deletes are in the front. And the source and destination are here. Where you're copying and where is it going? This little tiny statement is going to be used to hold my terminal box open. If you've been looking for a magic bullet for that and you haven't figured out how to edit the terminal, you don't need to do that if you're writing script files. You can just perform these two. That'll hold your box open indefinitely after you perform your backup. I will show this a little bit later. All right, this is using the archive option with some other goodies. And you got the V's and the progress, so it's going to, hold the and show you your progress on your box if you decide to use that, and also hold it open with this command. All right, so all the commands are on the tail end on these. So is this last one. This one does not have this option here, so it will not hold your terminal box open. It'll just make the files flash across your screen really quick. If you've been trying to look for a magic bullet for that, try this one out. It's very simple. All right, so this one here is the old style commands, which I've shown on both of my previous channels. So Rsync-A is the archive option. So I'm going to add the VHs to them, and that will give me that list if I want to display the terminal box, and then hold it open with this command. So you can see the dash deletes are on the tail end on this one, versus these are over here in the front. They do the same job though. Okay, and you can see some of the text. So I'm going to walk you through this. I'm going to just state this once. You can pause this video, grab your screenshot tool, grab the screenshot, hit forward, and the next frame, and take another screenshot. Pause the screen, take another screenshot. You can always go to the internet to look up these commands, and more importantly, you can open up Terminal and type in Rsync to find some of them. I'm just giving you some ideas to think about. There are many ways of doing this. All right, all of these here contain this statement, except for this one. So these script files I made into icons. And if you make shortcuts of any of these, there's one here of this one here. This one here basically states to hold my terminal box open if it processes this command properly. It will also display the list. You will see what happens. I'm going to recreate the shortcut for you first. Right click, send to, create link. You should always do this when you first write your script file with a text editor. Don't forget about this one. A lot of people kick themselves if they forget to turn that on. But more importantly, I will, this is a stick, so that will be this one. You see no terminal box open. I have no other option with this link. I can't even change the icon. I can add an emblem. I can change the permissions, but I have this link that's very limited. So creating icons in your menus is the better way to go. I will delete that. You already saw that that had the commands for it. It ignored them. However, it did make copies of 5 folders. To do this one more time, well, I think they're still there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'll wipe the drive. All right, so when I say wipe the drive, devices, storage devices are treated all the same way in Linux, whether it's a USB stick or a hard drive. These happen to be USB connected. So let's go to these. So this one is that one there. So I'll process that one first. Okay, there's 5 folders there on that one. There was no incremental list of any kind or any list of a terminal box that populated. And this one didn't do the same because it's an option. I will wipe these clean to give that Rsync thing something to do. Right click, edit applications. This is MenuLibre. It's very similar to the Plasma desktop menu editor. So if you wanted to create yourself one of these in this subcategory, I called mine backups, my backups. I created it there. It's done by adding a directory. When you add a directory, you get an icon, and I'm sorry, not an icon, you get a blank. And then you can place your own text and an icon. You can always find something on the inside the system icons. I'm not going to talk about custom icons at all. You just pick something. You need at least 1 or more items for it to display this icon in this menu. Otherwise, it won't display. So I have an arrow next here. That means I have 2 items. I'm going to create a third. We're going to go and pick a script file. I will pick this one. Okay, so this one here has the attributes of displaying progress and also deletes on the front end of the command. So you can see by the notations what it does. And I also added the statement of echo and press the enter key, the magic bullet of holding that window open. the terminal box. So I'm going to first highlight that since I already got it created. That again is done through Add Directory. This time I'm going to do Add Launcher, but I'm going to make sure that I'm clicking the subdirectory that I want it in first. So I want it there. Add Launcher. We're going to pick this one. So what I'm going to do first and hit the delete key, and I'm going to have this open at the same time because I'm going to right click on this file and hit Properties. Then I'm going to right click on the highlighted text and hit Copy, and then hit Paste. So I don't have to type in this name. And I'm going to close that and then pick an icon. It's just a shortcut. Hopefully it's a valuable one down the road for you. Let's see what kind of icons I've used. Oh, I've used that one down here. And how about this life preserver looking thing? Why not? It's just an icon. All right, so for the application details, if you're dealing with script files, you don't want working directory. You can actually find the working directory, which happens to be scripts in this case, folder, directory, same name, but you will not be able to click on the actual script file. Not with this field. You hit the pencil. You hit Command, and you hit this None, this thing with the weird symbol on it. Then you go find your script file, and it'll be highlighted now dark. We are looking for the one that has ARC, so that's this one. Because all these script files are slightly different. Now you can't hit the Apply key if you've ever done this. It won't take, so you have to hit Enter first. Then you can hit Apply. So that puts the path in here. So I'm going to save it with the defaults off, and then I'm going to turn this on later. There's the magic of all this stuff. All right, so this is called Backup something something ARC. So the icon is now in here. I can distribute that to my favorites desktop or panel if I need to. And it is going to be backing stuff up to this device. So I just click that and I have to click back in here. All right, so I'm going to turn that on. And what you're going to see is the script file was written to show file list, but it's not doing that. It's doing a silent backup. In other words, if I were to wipe this clean, I wouldn't recommend doing that as a home user, but you can do it this way. When I click that, it's still going to back up. Even my file manager is closed. You'll see that in a second. It's all here. So it's probably a good idea to see those things. But however, you may have already got existing files in here. So what I'm going to do now is turn on this feature. Now, what am I using for a script file again? I'm using this ARC. ARC information contains this. It contains the V in the progress and dash dash deletes. That doesn't become important until you're actually deleting stuff. But more importantly, it will also wait for me to press enter on my terminal box when I open it. However, I can only see that if I turn this feature on. Right click, edit. We're dealing with ARC. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to pause here for a second to give you some important news. If you decided before you did this that you distribute these icons on your panel or desktop, I would highly advise that you delete them after you make this change, because it'll be holding the previous settings of not showing your file list. It'll be holding these settings even after you hit save with this on. So before you hit that save button, or you can do it now, delete whatever extra icons you have on your desktop or panel bar if necessary. I'm not distributing any of these icons yet, as you noticed. I can if I want to. They're treated just like any other icon. So I'm using that one. That ARC one is going to back up stuff in here. When I hit go, it's not only going to back this up in there, but it'll also produce a terminal box, display a list of files, and hold it open for me. So if you've been looking for that magic bullet, there you have it. It's waiting for me to hit enter. So I am going to scroll up First of all, it copied all the folders, and here is the contents. If you need all this stuff, you can now see there's Beatles, that's music. And what was it, Evanescence and Eric Clapton and all that good stuff. All right, if you need some of this information or all of it, you can certainly highlight that and copy that and put it into a text file if you need this info. But it's waiting for me to hit enter to clear this box. Because if I didn't use a certain command in the script file, it would just flash this screen and close it automatically. So if you've been looking for that bullet and trying to figure out how to keep this, keep yourself from editing this, that's one way. If you remember the script file right here, that does not contain that command. That command I'm speaking of is this one right here. That's what holds the terminal box open. I will demo this again, and I'll use the same script file, Arc, and alter it by removing this. Okay, I'm going to remove this on purpose. So the script file will not display that on the screen for very long at all. I'll give the system something to do, and I'll rerun that. I don't know about you, but I still can't read any of that stuff. It's so fast. But if you back the video up, you may be able to hit pause and read that. If I rerun that, it's going to give me a different box that says it's complete, but I still can't read it. All right, let's go back in and fix that. And save. Gives that system something to do. Now it holds it open. You can see the list of files from JPEGs to music to whatever it's copying here. And again, the bottom statement states press enter. Again, you can copy these things if you like. All right, so I can either use the X or just press enter, either way. Okay, so what happens when I hit it again? We get a different dialog box that says, I've already done this job for you. It's kind of like saying, I told you so. Anyways, there's nothing being copied, it's being verified. These are all verifications. Rsync is pretty smart. It goes and checks every single folder to see if there's a change. That's the whole purpose of Rsync. It goes back and looks at your originals, whatever you decided to use, and say, did anything change in here? Did you delete anything? Do you have dash dash deletes on? Then I'll delete it on the destination device. Did you add something? Did you change something? You get the idea. Okay? That's the magic of those things. So you can write these many ways, with or without verifications. Okay, so I have another troubleshooting thing. So first of all, you know, if you're looking for a script file that is only producing maybe 3 out of 5, then look at the other 2 lines. That's basic logic. But more importantly, if you're having problems with these script files, you can also delete them instantaneously without the menu editor. In here is a delete command for all of these. Right here. Sometimes it leaves remnants, and sometimes you have problems with these, and then sometimes you just want to get rid of all of them and start with new ones. I'm going to delete all 3 of these things without deleting that, and I'm not doing it in here. I'm going to click Drake's home folder, hit Control H to show hidden files. Again, Control H, hidden files, and look for .local, period local, share, applications. There's those 3 items I just created. They're in here. So if you're having problems with one of them, you can delete that, or all 3. They all end up with .desktop or period desktop. I'm going to do all 3 at the same time. All right, now this is not going to display my icon because I don't have any items to display. The icon's not here anymore. If you have icons on your desktop or panel, they probably won't work either. Right click, edit. The icon for my primary directory is still here, but there's no subfolders underneath there. Hence, it doesn't display in the menu. I will add one more. This time I'm going to use a launch command. I'll use, actually, I'll just call this top. We'll leave the icon. I'm sure a lot of you folks know what top does. I'm just making it simple. It does need to be run in terminal. Save. Now I have one item under my backups. That makes it display. Top command is processed and finished, and so am I. Thank you for watching.